It was like living with a stranger. He was so angry. I didn't know how to help him. Hell, I still don't.
Hi, I'm Mike. I'm from Utah, and I'm glad I chose CG RIFF. The whole reason I decided to sign up for this class was up to that point, I had never actually done a shot completely from beginning to polish. And so the first time I did that and I had that sense of accomplishment, it was an amazing feeling. I was just so excited about that shot and getting it done and seeing all of the progress that happened that I was able to pull it off. And it was so great. And I just wanted to keep doing that. And so I signed up again and I did it again. I think the strongest selling point about CG RIFF is just the amount of emphasis on planning. Learning from somebody who works at Pixar itself, I want to make something that hopefully leaves some kind of emotional response. That in the beginning, it was figuring out the audio that we were going to do. If the audio is good and that you'll be able to get a good performance in there. Then we're going into deep diving into the character, who that character is, what the setting is. Then we have to go into layout and we have to figure out what the character is going to be, the general idea of what the character is going to be doing, where the cameras are going to be placed. And then you go into reference, and reference takes a while because you want to make sure that you're putting the best possible performance. And usually your first take usually isn't your best one. And so you have to go through it a couple times before you finally find that golden nugget that really pops and stands out. And then you finally actually go into the animating. And that is something that is just very unique to CG RIFF that I haven't done anywhere else, where we're really, really figuring out that character before we even touch Maya or any of the controls. There were a lot of moving parts. And so I learned very quickly the importance of planning, making sure that you plan ahead. So there was a lot of constraints with holding the hats, switching hands, throwing the hat on the bed, really figure out the logistics of how you're going to be able to pull off a shot. That was a really important part. Benefits of having a small class size. Number one, you really get to know everybody that's in the class. And since we meet so frequently, because you meet twice a week, getting 20 to 30 minutes of feedback is plenty because you're trying to get as much done as humanly possible before you meet again. And I think my favorite part from this shot was when we really started to get into the nitty-gritties and started going into what the character was thinking and what he was feeling. One thing that Aaron is really good at is making sure that what you decide to do in terms of your performance is true to that character, because we do a lot of background preparation, understanding that character, writing what their story is and who they are. We take that and then we implement it into the shot. My favorite moments were when we had discussions about that, where we were really trying to figure out the subtext of what was going on and how we could put that into the performance. A well-lit and a well-rendered shot really takes it a long way. It's one of those things where it really elevated the shot and really brought out a lot more of the emotion of the shot. People were really excited to see it. Aaron is just a well of knowledge. He has so much experience on his hands. And he's very open about sharing it. He shares it when he's giving you feedback. He's always using opportunities to teach and to help you out. There's no such thing as dumb questions. If there's something you don't know, if you're getting a piece of feedback that you don't know, that you don't understand, especially learning facial mechanics, there's just so much going on in the face. And being able to take those lessons that I'm learning and being able to put them into my work, it's just going to elevate my work that much more. And I feel like I'm just all the better as an animator because of what I've learned through his courses. And I couldn't recommend it more.